We tell ourselves that we chose them because they were cute, because they fit our lifestyle, or because we read an article that praised their intelligence. But deep down, we know that's only part of the story. There are over 300 dog breeds in the world, 300 spectrums of personality, energy levels, and emotional needs. And out of this near infinite variety, you pointed to one specific shape of soul and said, that one, I want that one. Why? Psychology teaches us that the choice of a companion animal is never random. It is a form of unconscious autobiography, a projection of your inner landscape. You choose the creature that reflects the parts of yourself you wish to amplify, or perhaps the ones you are trying to heal. We seek organisms that vibrate at the same frequency as our own nervous system. Are you looking for a soldier, a child, a chaotic roommate, or a silent witness? The dog at the end of your leash is the loudest confession you will ever make without uttering a word. So today, we are not talking about them, we are talking about you. Let's break down the psychology of the breed. For some, this quest for a reflection of self is channeled above all through the intellect. This is where we meet the cerebral elite of the canine world, the Border Collies, the German Shepherds, the Malinois, the Australian Shepherds. If you chose a dog that can learn 200 words and needs a mission to thrive, you are revealing a fascinating facet of your own cognitive architecture. Psychologically, the owners of these breeds often score exceptionally high on a trait called need for cognition. In personality psychology, this measures an individual's tendency to engage in and enjoy thinking. You didn't choose a demanding dog out of masochism. You chose them because you are intellectually restless. You possess a high bandwidth for processing information and likely find simple things boring. You require cognitive complexity in your relationships. A dog that just sleeps on the rug doesn't stimulate you. You need a creature that can read your micro-expressions, anticipate your moves, and engage in complex problem solving. This suggests you are a person who values competence over comfort. You are likely detail-oriented, highly organized, and possess strong executive function. By choosing a shepherd, you are signaling that you don't see love as a passive state of cuddling, but as an active state of accomplishment. You build bonds through shared missions. You are the architect. You see the chaos of the world and you bring order to it. You chose this dog because you are one of the few people capable of handling a mind nearly as sharp as your own. But what if your quest isn't for an intellectual challenge, but for a pure, unfiltered emotional connection? What if instead of complexity, you are seeking the warmth of an unconditionally joyful presence? This brings us to the ambassadors of goodness, the golden retrievers, the Labradors, the Bernese mountain dogs. People often mistake their owners for being simple, but psychologically, you are in fact the most emotionally sophisticated group in the room. If you chose a retriever, you likely possess high social intelligence and a robust capacity for emotional regulation. The world is full of cynicism, irony, and detachment. To choose a dog of disarming sincerity requires a person who is at peace with their own vulnerability. You don't need a tough dog to protect your ego because your ego is already stable. You are likely high in the personality trait of agreeableness, which in psychology doesn't mean submissiveness. It means you prioritize social harmony and pro-social behavior. You are the glue that holds your family or friend group together. You are using a mechanism called positive affect upregulation. You know that life is hard. You know the world can be cold, but you have made the conscious choice to welcome a living generator of oxytocin into your home. You are not ignoring the darkness of the world. You're simply choosing to counter it with light. You chose this breed because you are wise enough to know that in the end, kindness is the only thing that truly matters. This wisdom of kindness can express itself in many ways. For some, it manifests on a large scale, in social harmony. For others, it is concentrated into a form of intense protective affection, often directed toward the most vulnerable. This is where the most unfairly judged group enters the scene: the toys, the little ones, the ones carried in bags. Critics call their owners superficial, but when we look at the psychological data, we find that you actually possess the highest capacity for empathy and nurturance. If you chose a physically vulnerable dog that depends on you for survival, you are driven by a powerful biological imperative known as high parental investment. This doesn't necessarily mean you want human children. It means your brain is wired for extreme caregiving. You have a surplus of love to give, and you need a vessel that can receive all of it. A large dog might walk away when you try to hug it. An independent dog might ignore you, but a companion breed is designed to accept love without limits. You are also likely to have high tactile sensitivity. You understand the therapeutic power of physical touch. You understand that holding a beating heart against your chest regulates the human nervous system better than any medication. This is not just a claim, it is co-regulation. You are secure enough to love something society deems trivial. You are brave enough to show extreme affection in public. You chose this breed because you have a massive heart and you are not afraid to use it. You are the nurturer, and the world needs more people who care as deeply as you do. This need to protect and cherish what society deems trivial reveals an immense inner strength. But what happens when it's not the creature that is perceived as vulnerable, but its owner? What happens when you yourself are the target of prejudice? Then you turn to the misunderstood, the blockheads, the muscles, the pit bulls, the staffies, the Rottweilers, the Dobermans. Society looks at the owner of a crop-eared Cane Corso or a muscular pit bull and sees a thug. It sees aggression. It sees a desire to intimidate. People cross the street. But the psychology of the power breed owner is often the exact opposite of the stereotype. It is the psychology of the wounded protector. Research on projective identification suggests that we are drawn to animals that represent the part of ourselves that society has rejected. The person who loves the scary dog is often the person who feels the most vulnerable. If you own one of these powerful breeds, you likely have a history of being judged or misunderstood. You see yourself in this dog. You see a creature with a heart of gold but a face of stone. You identify with the monster that has a soul. There is a profound psychological mechanism here called vicarious strength. By walking with a powerful animal, the owner borrows its armor. Psychologically, you are also engaging in protective bonding. You respect strength, but only when it is tempered by love. You see these dogs as guardians, not bullies. This reflects your values. You believe in being strong enough to be dangerous, but disciplined enough to be gentle. You are the protector, and you have found a dog that matches your courage. This symbiotic relationship, where one becomes the other's armor, is a quest for safety and deep identification. Yet at the other end of the relational spectrum are those who seek not an alter ego or a protector, but an equal, a free spirit that challenges, negotiates, and refuses to obey blindly. This is the territory of the stubborn, the independent, the willful, the huskies that talk back to you, the Shiba Inus that ignore you, the beagles that follow their nose and not your voice. Why would anyone choose a dog that acts like a cat? If this is your breed, you possess a rare psychological trait called autonomy orientation. Most people get a dog to be worshipped. You, however, do not need a fan club. You are confident enough in yourself that you don't need constant validation from your pet. You possess a high differentiation of self. This means you are comfortable letting others be who they are without trying to force them into a box. You respect the dog's individuality. You find it funny when your husky argues with you because you appreciate a creature with a backbone. You value a relationship of equals, not a master-servant dynamic. You are likely highly creative and unconventional. You enjoy the challenge of a negotiation. You chose this breed because you didn't want a robot, you wanted a roommate with personality. You are secure, independent, and you respect those same traits in the animal you love. This love for independence and a being's unique character is an ultimate form of respect. It is an appreciation of the soul beyond its function. And if we take this logic to its furthest conclusion, we arrive at a choice that transcends all categories, all bloodlines, and all standards. The choice that is not of a breed, but of a story. This is where we find the rescue, the mysterious mix with the crooked ear and the unknown history. You didn't want a product, you wanted a soul. You looked at a creature that society threw away and said, "I see value here." This is often a projection of your own self-worth. By saving the dog, you are subconsciously engaging in a symbolic repair. Every time you feed your rescue dog, every time you show them that the world is not so scary, you are also telling that frightened inner child inside you that they are safe too. This is the bond of shared trauma. You and the dog both know what it's like to be discarded. And for that reason, the bond is unbreakable. You aren't owner and pet, you are two survivors on the same lifeboat. You value authenticity over pedigree. You don't care about the bloodline, you care about the scars, because the scars tell the truth. You are a healer. You look at the broken things in the world and you don't turn away. You roll up your sleeves and you fix them. You didn't choose a rescue because it was cheap. You chose a rescue because you are that benevolent soul who believes in second chances. But here is the one variable that no personality test can predict: time. When you choose a breed, you are taking a snapshot of who you are in this very moment. You are choosing a dog for your current lifestyle, your current ego, and your current needs. But a dog is not a static object, and neither are you. Over the next 15 years, that animal will witness the death of the person you used to be. They will watch you change jobs, they will watch you fall in love, and they will watch you get your heart broken. They will see you at your absolute worst, and they will see you at your glorious best. And slowly, that dynamic flips. The dog you got to be your jogging partner eventually gets old and teaches you how to slow down. The dog you got to protect you eventually gets scared of thunder and teaches you how to be the protector. The dog you got to make you look tough eventually makes you soft. Psychologists call this dynamic co-regulation. It means that over time, your nervous systems stop reacting to each other and start synchronizing. You no longer just own them, you become part of a shared organism. You thought you were picking a specific breed to fit into a slot in your life, but in the end, they don't fit the slot. They break the mold entirely and force you to grow in ways you never saw coming. So look at the dog at your feet. Don't look at the breed standard, don't look at the pedigree, look at the dynamic between you. What does this animal allow you to be? Do they allow you to be soft? Do they allow you to be strong? Do they allow you to be silly? That feeling, that is the reason you picked them. You were walking through the world with a missing piece in the puzzle of your own soul, and you found a creature shaped exactly like that empty space. You didn't choose a breed, you found a completion. If you're watching this while holding your dog or missing the one that's gone, hit like. Drop their breed and their name in the comments. I want to see the diversity of souls in our community. And if you want to understand more about the invisible psychology that rules your life, subscribe. And remember, you didn't just pick a dog to live in your house. You picked a soul to live in your heart.